And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our neighborhood. It's I, John D. and
Kanika,
a.k.a.
Do
and Too Much Podcast, Rescripting the culture, one conversation at a time. Good morning, my love.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well. How was your week?
My week was great. We picked up our child from the camp that he was mad about week 1, was silent about week 2. Week 3, he, looking at the entire experience, it gave exactly what I was hoping it was going to give. So he came home. He had good stories to tell. He could tell about his gripes and also tell about the things that were cool. And it wasn't as dramatic of an experience as I thought it was going to be in picking him up. I'm glad it really was just working through that first week, I think. And then everything was okay.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to know that whatever you have planned for your kids, that they got the benefits from it.
Yeah.
It's part of it that you wanted them to get.
Yeah. How about you? How was your week?
Well, it was okay. 3rd week of summer school, approaching my last week, and preparing to start my new job in a new district soon enough. Other than that, I miss the idea that I'm going to be leaving these kids, but I'm excited for being able to, I guess, unlock all of the things I learned this year with a new group of kids to see how much actually worked from the practice.
Oh, yeah.
So just to see how consistent I can be with a whole new different group. And it's at the beginning of the year. You know, it's always better. Starting in the middle of the year is really difficult to get kids to adopt into a culture when they've already established one. Mm-hmm. So I think it changed fairly quickly. And starting at the beginning of the year, I feel like I'm just excited about putting it into practice. More sad that I'm leaving, but excited.
Yeah, they can find you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You said that students find you from 20 years ago.
I'll tell you this. I'm just so happy that I'm not as loyal to the idea of remaining with this company like I was back when I first started teaching math in Atlanta.
Oh.
When you was like,
look, you want to talk about this dude will be in there. And I'll be like, okay, so you could be making more. You could be closer to home. You could be doing this, doing that. And you'd be like, but these kids need me. Like,
I know
kids everywhere need you. You know what I'm saying?
This is just when you established a relationship. I think, in my mind, I owe that to them. But I mean, I feel like I owe these kids like that. But then you told me, it was like, but your family comes first. And to me, I was like, I know that, but my family's not being crippled. But now I feel like my happiness is with my family, so I don't want to break up that idea of it. Mm-hmm. So on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, I think that these kids, they really loved you, and they're going to carry whatever messages you had for them. So it's good to spread yourself amongst more.
I mean, they follow me on TikTok, so
yeah, that's
kind of like, if you just think about it, kids that follow an adult. And they're not like, I'm not being a clown or making them funny. And they're not going to follow somebody they don't like. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, so I can keep teaching them in different ways. Yeah. You give them the lessons you really wanted to give them. Mm-hmm. So that's good. So what's on your brain today? I have a million things running through my brain. However, one of the things, and bear with me because it's scrambled all in my brain, but you were talking about being loyal to the school in Atlanta. I came across this thing where someone was saying that loyalty is overplaying your role in somebody's life. And oftentimes you feel like you're more of an intricate part of somebody's life than you really should be playing a role in. Mm. And I feel some kind of way about the word loyalty because I feel like it's often abused. When people are like, well, I'm loyal to this group, or I'm loyal to that group, it's always at the sacrifice of themselves for that person. Yeah. And so recently, we had a child request to get a tattoo. And the tattoo said it was love,
But for every word, for every letter, it was loyalty overvalues everything. I felt like that was a stretch just to make it fit with love. But at the same time, it kind of went along with what I was thinking about, because when I asked them, I said, what does loyalty mean? What is loyalty to you? And they were like, I don't know. I said, who are you loyal to? You know, I don't know, I'm loyal to whoever I love or whatever. That's not necessarily true. You're not really loyal to whoever you love. There are certain people but I guess it just depends on how you define loyalty. So maybe I'll ask you that. When you think of loyalty, what are you thinking of? Because I think of it in the term of someone being able to take advantage of another based off of their idea that they got to be ride or die, or, no matter what happens, I got to be on your side, whether it's right or wrong, because I'm loyal. But what do you think about that word?
So I know that coming from the environment that I grew up, loyalty meant that if you're put in a tough situation, that if I'm compromised, you won't turn me in or you won't give me up. So that I can get that. But even not only that, I don't want to just make it seem that's just one part of loyalty to me. Like if being loyal to somebody is being able to tell them that they're messing up. Okay. And people don't realize that. So loyal is accepting the responsibility of, if you got some information to give somebody, you can give it to them. And that's the way I feel like, you can protect them in a way where it could hurt them. Any way that you can protect them that it could hurt that person. So when somebody's like, they're loyal to me, it's because they'll do whatever to prevent that person from being hurt. So when I look at it, as far as listening to him, a lot of the movies and the messaging is like the ride or die type of person.
Yeah.
And the ride or die type of person is cool, but oftentimes whoever the ride or die person, they're compromised because they care for a person so much. So this person can do something that's not in the best interest of anybody.
Yeah.
But since you bought into this idea, I'm loyal, I'm ride or die, you compromise your own self by protecting this person from reality.
Yeah.
Like you can't keep going forward. Like it's going to catch up.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at loyalty, I'm thinking about just protecting that person. And you can protect the person as long as it's not hurting you. Like where you feel like you feel like I can deal with it, whatever. But until you can't deal with it and then it compromises that person, it's like, hold up, you're supposed to be protecting me. So I guess that's the way that I would look at it. Like now I'm loyal to the idea of getting better. And when it comes to you, I'm loyal to protecting your feelings in every way that I know in my history of like what can hurt your feelings, making sure that your peace is not disturbed. Like if I see something coming, I'm loyal to making sure you avoid this. You don't see it. It does not interrupt you. And if it does, you saw that I did everything I could. So, but even if I do something bad, I'm loyal to protect you from that. I'm not going to compromise you to protect, like, who am I? I'm supposed to be important, but I'm not important if you got to take the hit for me. So I think that even you talk about people that's worth a lot of money. You got people that ain't worth a lot of money and they're loyal to the idea that if I take this for this person messing up, that you're going to take care of my family but just to further put this he's already wrong. We're allowing him to get away because he's making the money. And I feel like it creates a poor message that if you make enough money, you can buy loyalty. That keeps continuing poor decision making.
When you said where I grew up, loyalty, it means this in the messaging. It made me think of the word loyalty. Often it makes me think about, hip hop music and the portrayal of those types of upbringings where loyalty is based on take care of my family. I'll take this for you so that you can continue to climb or whatever. But it made me also think when I was younger, loyalty was solely based on relationships. It was like,
But
I'm loyal to my friend. So if somebody who she's dating comes around and tries to say something to me, I'm like, no, because that's my girl. If somebody is talking to me about my friend, I'm like, you need to watch your mouth because that's my girl. But it was never like I never put myself in danger based on my loyalty to somebody. It was always drawing a line in protection. And like you said, it's even when you were like, if I'm loyal to them, then I'm correcting them. I don't often hear people talk about being loyal to someone and correcting their friend. Mm-hmm. They're always shielding them, but they're never like helping them to build up. And so it makes me think about, I think we had a conversation time way back. We were talking about some men and women who have friends who are abusive in their relationships, and they don't really say anything. They could say that they love that other person. Like, you could be dating somebody and I love the person you're dating and I know that you're hitting on them, and even though I love her, I don't say anything about it because I love you. And that doesn't make sense to me. That loyalty doesn't make sense to me. So I guess when I think about loyalty, when it's spoken, I'm always thinking about it in the negative aspect. I never think about it as, if I'm loyal to you, I'm gonna make sure that you're good and you are well informed, guided in the right direction. Or even thinking about it and how I used to use it when I was younger. I didn't use the word loyalty, but I wasn't gonna let somebody, when my friend's back is turned and they're minding this, I'm not gonna let somebody else hurt them from behind or in the shadows talking or whatever. So I guess that takes me, I guess what got me about the tattoo and even asking him is that he didn't have a definition of loyalty or what it meant to him. And my fear was, it was the worst. It wasn't like, I'm loyal to you, like I'm not going to let nobody talk ill about you. I'm not, it wasn't that. I was worried that his loyalty was, if somebody's getting in trouble or they tell me they need to do something, then I'm loyal to them. So I'm like
something crazy.
Yeah, overvalues everything. Not everything.
I know that. like that's but even when we asked him, who do you value? Like, he couldn't really say. It was like, let me think. So I was like, he's putting something he doesn't even know about. That's why I said the messaging can make you believe that this is something that you would want on your body too.
Yeah.
Even at that age. Like, everybody uses it as something good. Yeah. I'm going to make this fit me.
Yeah. And I don't want him to make something fit him. That is one of the things when I had said I was going to get a tattoo, I said it has to have a meaning, even if nobody else understands it. Mm-hmm. It has to have a meaning to me. And for you to ink something on your body for the rest of your life, let it be something that means something. I mean, how many people got a rose inked on them and they're like, why I got this daggone rose? Why do I have baby girl right here? Like, why do I have this cartoon character? It is like, you did it when you were 19. You did it.
And that's what I said. I said, look, even my students, right, they said, I'm going to get a tattoo. I'm like, you don't want to get one now? I was like, why not? I was like, you think like I said, let's say if you wanted a tattoo at 5, what did you want at 5? Do you think you want that on your body right now? I said, think about it. I said, you're still a kid. You're a kid. I said, 10 years from now, you'll be like, maybe I shouldn't. I was like, but just consider that whatever you get, you want it to age with time. You don't want to be the hottest thing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in time, you be like, I was such a kid.
Yeah.
You want to think more mature in that aspect because you only get one body. So at least mark it up in a way where you be like, or don't mark it up and wait till it means something. You know more about yourself.
Yeah.
Before you start putting things on your body and you're like, oh my gosh.
Everybody say, what if you were 5? Like, My Little Pony head face.
Well, I know adults that do that now.
They will. But I mean, if
they didn't grow that much then.
If they did it, but if it rolled with you that long, it's important.
You gotta be.
But I mean, I guess that was my biggest thing in that moment, and I hate that I let that moment pass because I think that we didn't sew that conversation up well enough to make sure that the message was there. Is that I really am concerned about. I was concerned about not only him putting something on his body, but him also, what does loyalty mean to you? Because when situations come about, I'm always thinking, where is your head so that you're safe? Because this is a perfect conversation. Explain to me what loyalty is. Because if somebody come at you with some dumb stuff, I need you to be able to think about it and then be like, oh, okay.
Well, I told him, remember, I was like, I need you to be loyal to us. Like, if you don't know, you're going to come ask us because we're going to give you the best information.
Okay.
Like, you need to, whoever you're loyal to, you have to have some type of faith that they know more information than you.
Yeah.
And if they don't, why are you loyal to them?
I know, because they
could be putting you down the road.
Yeah. No, that was a good way. I mean, and we always say that, do we love you? Do you know that we love you? So we don't want anything to happen to you. I like that you said, check back in. Look, come back in and check. Yeah, just because we'll tell you.
And I think his biggest problem, or any kid's biggest problem, is they feel like the adult want to take the fun out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And like, it's not necessarily the fun. It's like, is the fun worth what could possibly hurt you?
Yeah, and you can't see everything. So yeah, that was so tattoo still pending. 18 is coming.
Yeah, I just hope that.
But
like, remember when I was like 12 or 13, I wanted to go too.
That's really, really Kentucky, because we wasn't looking at getting no go too.
Yeah, so I wanted to go too, but I mean, like, by the time my father said I could, it was like a year and a half, 2 years. So I was like a freshman in high school. And by that time, I didn't want to go too because I was afraid of my future being affected. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that a year is enough time for him to mature. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get what I was going to get, because for what I thought it meant, it ain't even what I really wanted to mean. So hopefully he can have like some kind of growing moment and be like, I'm glad y'all stopped me from getting it. And even if not, we gave him the information and we tried our best for him to understand it.
Yeah. It's always something new. I have to appreciate the way that having kids with so very different paths and personalities and values can stretch your brain.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Anybody want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
I want to give a shout out to those who have had tattoos that they know. I have a friend. I love her so much. I haven't talked to her a long time, but she has a tattoo of a cartoon character giving the middle finger. And like, we 44. I think I'm going to ask her, what does that look like to you now? How do you feel? I don't know.
I don't know where they are in life, but it depends on where they are. Something they probably think like, I need to get it touched up.
Look, no, she's doing well in life, and she's like a great mom, and she's really, I think that she probably just wears short sleeve shirts all the time. It's like, it's high.
And she probably got it redone.
That's the prayer.
No, I'm sure. Like, well, from my experience, people that get, unless they got into some, you said she's doing well. I'm pretty sure.
She's doing really well.
So she can't explain that.
No.
If she has kids, she can't be a great mom with a middle finger on her.
Well, I mean, if she's wearing a short sleeve shirt, then.
No, I'm just saying, as far as like your kids, you don't want them to practice this because my mom has it tattooed on her arm. It's okay to do it.
We used to love that character though. In high school, we used to love that daggum character. So, but I'm saying shout out to everybody who has a tattoo and they're like, why I do that? If you did do that, tell us what you did to it afterward. Like, is it still there or did y'all get covered up? I would be curious.
And if not, go create a GoFundMe to go get whatever you want done. Because I'm pretty
tattoos are expensive, especially if you're doing cover ups.
I did say GoFundMe for a reason.
You did for a reason. I know. Okay, yeah. So shout out to those.
Yeah, shout out to y'all decision making then, because you had to be a bold individual.
Yeah, she's a big personality
for sure.
So I agree.
Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.